What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Magic and Andrew MMA betting show. We've got UFC Sao Paulo this Saturday. Gelatin Almeida taking on Derek Lewis. But before we get into that, we're going to start from the bottom of the card, work our way through it with the first fight of the night being Cowie Fernandez taking on Mark Diakiese. Magic, what do you think here?
Yeah, this is like a part of me thinks the Diakiese should mop the floor with him grappling, but like, don't you think something's going to go terribly wrong here?
My thought process is that Fernandez has a couple nice knockouts early, but his fight before that, I didn't like the way he looked off of his back. I didn't like his cardio. Diakiese, been in the UFC for a long time now, fought a solid level of competition. Just one of those solid guys who's not great, not bad. He's always going to kind of hang around that middle tier. I like him to get it done in this spot. Like I said, I trust his cardio more. I think he has grappling upside. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I did the tape and I was like, the Diakiese should just grapple his ass. Like that fight that got extended at Teleface, a horrible look. The guy was having a fucking stroke after grappling for a round. But at the same time, it's fucking Mark Diakiese. You know what I mean? Like, you really want to lay minus 175 now on Diakiese going to Brazil against a Brazilian with a jiu-jitsu black belt that can strike a bit? Like, I was done with this and I was like, I'm going to parlay Mark Diakiese. And then how do you call this in English? That shit Spider-Man does, like spider senses. I was like, no, you don't parlay Mark Diakiese minus 150 or whatever it was.
I like that spider senses.
I took a bit of Diakiese late. Like, if he's covering, it means he's grapple fucking this guy and he was gassing horribly in his other fights. I know Diakiese has not stopped anyone since 2019, I think. But if he's covering, it means he's on top and basically wasting this guy. I think I'm going tomorrow
You
to
think
get my
what?
burger. I think I'm going to tomorrow to get my burger. I tweeted about that.
Uh,
I was like, maybe we just cancel the podcast.
you should do the podcast from there.
And talk
Thank
MMA
you,
or
John.
just talk about burgers.
Just burgers. How do you get your burger? Do you like it on the rare side?
Yeah, of course. People that do like meat a lot should be imprisoned.
I agree.
What is like? Is Hugo sending people to like, say shit like this? Like, why are you concerned about this?
Shuffle.com, promo code magic. Bet there. They won't limit your ban your sharp MMA action. So official prediction: Mark Diakiese from both of us.
Yeah, I think he's going to get it done late in Brazil, but I gave it like a 10% chance that he ends up tapping to a guillotine.
Remember the
in, in
Alves fight?
fantastic Diakiese fashion, the Diakiese special.
I still have PTSD about the Rafael Alves fight.
Yeah, I bet him there too,
Me
but
too.
hindsight, I wouldn't have bet him.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Also, it's funny people pretend they robbed him last fight, like he got his ass beat. He didn't want it no more against Joel Alvarez.
Oh yeah. That was a good fight though, up until the
Yeah,
finish.
but I mean, it was a good fight up until the point where he lost position. You know what I mean? And then he got pounded a bit, and they stood up, and then the headbutt happened and all that. But yeah, like he was out of there. It was nothing. There's a lot of quitting, Mark.
It's funny that he's only 30 years old. He's been in the UFC forever. Like I was looking at his record. And the first time he fought in the UFC was like, I'm pretty sure it was Dan Henderson versus Michael Bisping. Let me just confirm that right
I
now.
remember
Yeah.
when he was coming up, there was a lot of hype about him in the
Mhm.
regional scenes.
Wasn't he the favorite against
Dan Hooker.
Fizaev?
Against Dan Hooker, he was the favorite. I
Yeah.
remember he got guillotined too.
Yeah.
Against
Classic.
Fisiev, yeah, he was the favorite. I actually bet Fisiev. He was like plus 160, something like that. That do you know why I remember the extra line? That was the night that Figueredo assassinated Benavidez.
Oh.
and I had like Figueredo round 1 to close that parlay. Do you remember? Like, it was like
Yeah.
16,000. It was like the biggest bet I had cashed at that point.
That was crazy.
I had 3 strokes watching that round.
It was worth it though.
I mean, yeah, because he got it, but if not, I would probably have like.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Montserrat Ruiz taking on Eduarda Mora. I kind of think Mora is just gonna win via being bigger and getting on top.
I mean, yeah, she's going to destroy her.
I think she's probably going to finish. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I mean, Ruiz, kind of a one-trick pony with that headlock. Her last fight, speaking of having strokes, I had under 2.5 rounds in Amorian versus Ruiz, and I wanted to cry after that. She finished her like a minute after, had a million opportunities. But I do think Mora is going to get a stoppage here. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think I had Amorim by submission in that fight. That was gross.
Yeah, not
I think
fun.
it was at positional TKO in the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Moura is going to like destroy her. I don't know. I think she had a little bit more when she pulled the ultimate trick, winning a UFC fight with just one move against Cheyenne Blismas, and I cashed her. That was like plus 300 or plus 280. The legendary fight, but she's worse than we even thought. Last fight was a horrible look. Like Amorim is not a great wrestler or anything. You know what I mean? This girl Moura is entirely different level of juicing and physicality. I think she's going to mop the floor with her, get on top and pound her or choke her out.
Yeah, I'm with you. Angela Hill versus Denise Gomez. I know we disagree on this fight. I'll go first. I think Hill should be the favorite here. She's fought a much better level of competition. I think she has grappling upside. Gomez hits hard, but it's tough for me to rely on a KO at women's strawweight. Obviously, she got a knockout in her last fight, and I think that's why the line is what it is. It was an impressive knockout, but it was 20 seconds in against a girl who was minus 400 in that spot. Hill has been facing a really good level of competition. Like I said, she has some solid wins. I mean, two out of her last 3 fights, she has wins over Lupe Godinez and Emily Ducote. Her last fight, she got beat by Dern, who I think would finish Gomez in the first round. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely concerns on the Hill side. I do think her durability might be starting to go a little bit, and she obviously is getting up there in age. I just think skill for skill, she's better than this girl. They have a common opponent in Loma Luke Boonmi. Angela Hill beat her, and Denise Gomez lost to her. Obviously, MMA math doesn't always work, but it's usually a pretty good indicator. Yeah, I like Hill here. I think she gets it done.
I think Gomez is going to hurt her and finish her. Maybe Hill is durable, but I mean, I bet Jauregui in that fight had props, knockout, all that. Yeah, Gomez bombed her. That was, I'm not going to say a meme knockout, but came out the gate and got her bad. Yeah, Gomez can crack. She's nothing special, but she's physical, can crack, goes forward, throws a lot. And I mean, for me, it's not about that fight. It's about Hill's last fight. Like the Mackenzie Dern fight was a horrible, horrible look. Like Father Time is undefeated. She's 38 and she was good. I mean, Dern beat the living shit out of her on the field. Like he was getting hurt a lot. It's Mackenzie Dern. This girl is going to go forward and hit Hill. Hill has always been super hittable. She just had an all-time team, probably. Like she took everything from everyone. But it's starting to go. She's 38, which is ancient for a 115 pounder. 38 is like a lot. I think this is going to be a good fight until Hill gets hurt and probably put away. I agree with the line, honestly. I didn't bet the money line, but I think Gomez's slight favorite is deserving here.
Cool. Next up, Vitor Patrino taking on Modestas Bukowskis. Patrino sitting at about minus 250. Do you agree with the line? Do you think you like the underdog? What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is going to be top tier comedy. Especially if like Bukauskas is looking good and then Petrino randomly hits him once and he dies. I think, I mean, the line is justified. Petrino is just a fucking specimen. You know what I mean? Like the guy's gigantic, hits very hard. He's hittable, but to hit him, you really have to exchange with him, get into the fire, and it's a scary thought. And he also has shown that he has some grappling progress. He can get people down, has some jiu-jitsu. he's decent down there, honestly. He's better than I thought. Last fight was a good look for him. In the sense that he has something resembling a ground game, actually. Yeah, I think he should win and cover. I think he's going to hurt Bukauskas and put him away.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he has top time upside as well. Physical specimen is the best way to describe him. I feel like he's just a Terminator. I mean, his last fight, I mean, you remember we obviously talked a lot about the Prashnov fight on this podcast. I bet Prashnov. And Prashnov hit him with like a massive shot, and he did not even flinch. I was like, this is over.
It's like I watched the guy fight, and I'm like, he's going to get knocked out, but who's really going to knock him out? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
he's there to be hit, but
clean shot, like no problem.
He's there to be hit, but he feels like a full division bigger than the opponents. It's kind of impressive.
Yeah, he seems very strong. So I'm picking Patrino, but I'm not interested in betting this fight. Daniel Marcos versus Victor Hugo. Hugo coming off the Contender Series. Marcos 15-0. Had a controversial decision win in his last fight, close fight.
That was a bad decision.
I almost called him Davy Grant. I thought Davy Grant won, but it was a close fight, and I think Grant is a lot better than Hugo. I think Marcos gets it done here. I bet Hugo on the Contender Series. I think you did too. He's got some grappling chops, but I don't really trust his cardio. I don't think his striking is very good. I think Marcos probably keeps us on the feet and knocks him out. Any disagreements there?
I mean, could happen to everyone because Dwight Grant and David Grant basically look the same.
Exactly.
I took a bit of inside the distance, Victor Hugo. I think this guy's a massive fraud, but I love the fact that he's going to dive for legs here. And I have this suspicion that Marcos is a fucking bad grappler. You know what I mean? I think he's going to get him into tricky positions. He also has some power on the feet. Marcos is there to be hit. Like, Marcos is a decent fighter. You know, he's durable and tough and has some power and kickboxing and is going to bring volume, but that's about it. I thought that was a horrible decision against David Grant. I think I had Grant inside the distance or something like that. Like, the decision was irrelevant to me. When I heard the decision, I was like, what the fuck are they smoking? He didn't do much at all in that fight, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think, like, I understand what you are saying, but I have to take a little bit of insight plus 380 here. He's a finisher, and he's the way, way better jiu-jitsu player. If he wins, probably looks like his last fight. Like, oh, he's shit in the bed, and then, oh, Nibar, exactly as I predicted.
He seems like he could be one of your guys.
I mean, that's his move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has like four or five now. He's good at that move. No, I hate him. I don't like him, but have to bet him here. I don't like him.
Renat Fakhretdinov taking on Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. I have a feeling you like dos Santos here.
Yeah, you know me so well.
I do. We go back a long way.
I bet on fucking Kevin Lee on a worse number. I mean, I think you have to, right? I don't like Fakhretdinov is like, he was fighting legit tomato cans in the regionals until Eric Spicely, maybe one fight before. That Eric Spicely fight showed on Dana White looking for a fight or whatever that's called. And then in the UFC, he's fought Brian Battle. That was a mismatch stylistically.
That was such a funny fight. I
bet Battle, bro. Bro, I bet Battle. Like, I bet Battle by submission or some shit. I was like, what are you doing? Get up. I was like, this motherfucker is just abusing poor Brian Battle. Then he fought this other guy who is also very bad, right? Which one was that? Or was it?
I know his last fight.
Michaelidis before Brian Battle.
Yeah,
He just controlled him on the ground. But Brian Battle, he put a pounding on Battle at the same time. You know what I mean? That fight was very disappointing to watch. And then the Kevin Lee fight, okay. All classic vintage Kevin gets hit in the chin very hard, and that's the fight, okay. I still like that bet. Like, Fakhretdinov, I'm not sure if he's going to be like a massive disappointment in terms of, oh, he was never that good. Because he's hittable, his striking is basic, his ground game is nothing special in terms of jiu-jitsu or crazy control. but at the same time he's super solid. So I'm not sure if he's going to end up being like a massive fraud or Terminator. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this fight is going to answer a lot of questions at this price. I mean, has to be Zaleski. Zaleski is a very good fighter. He has one of the most awkward UFC careers ever. For some reason, they hate him, and when he has managed to get close to rankings or close to the top 10, top 5, he's dropped a fight. Like, I thought he was going to kill Jin Liang, and he lost that fight badly. Awkward career.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at his record, he has a lot of close fights. Like he lost a split to Salikov, he won a split against Abubakar. His best win is.
I mean, the Abubakar fight really wasn't close at all. The last one.
Do you think he won?
Zaleski?
Yeah.
Yeah, very clearly. I think he won by a mile.
I don't remember like. Well, I don't remember him fighting Sean Strickland. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he spinning heel like he won by a spinning heel kick, spinning heel hook. I'm an idiot. A spinning heel kick or something like that. Like it was clean heel to the head and knockout. Don't you remember that?
No, not at all. I'm like looking at his record right now. That was the night. I remember that card. I just like don't remember that fight at all.
I remember it like I'm watching it right now. Middle of the octagon.
Really?
He was like clean. Strickland hands were down. He didn't knock him out cold, but he was out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I get everything you're saying. I just tend to lean that I think he's more of he's probably more leaning towards beast than fraud. I have nothing.
He's very hittable. You know what I mean? Like I just look at the guy and he has a 1-2 and that's it, and he doesn't move his head. And I don't know. Zaleski is a fucking difficult guy to fight, and he moves in and out. He has a huge right hand. He's going to throw some Jackie Chan shit too. It's also in Brazil. You know what I mean? In Brazil, you want the Brazilian without travel, Akai plus Jesus fighting in Sao Paulo. I mean, I think this is a good spot.
Sorry, let me. What is the point of doing this? Like, if everyone picked
I have
the
blocked this guy on
early,
Twitter
like,
on both my accounts. I don't know what's his problem. I mean, probably mentally disabled or something.
Yeah, I'm picking Renat. I don't have anything on the fight, but I do think he is a very strong grappler. Zaleski about to turn 37 years old. Zaleski on paper actually has pretty good takedown defense, but I looked a little bit deeper and he hasn't really fought many good wrestlers. And I feel like people can get in on his hips. So I tend to think that Renat takes him down. What's that?
Abubakar.
Yeah.
I mean, Abubakar got better last couple of fights. I'm not joking. Like his wrestling got really better. That fight wasn't close at all. I'm not joking.
I just don't think they're the same caliber of wrestler.
Do you think he's going to keep him down? He's not.
I do.
I don't think so. And Zaleski is like a legit jiu-jitsu black belt.
Yeah,
this guy better watch out. He better watch out. We are coming with the Kimura.
Anyway, have you looked at Brenner's new opponent? I don't know who he is.
Who?
Elves Brenner.
Yeah, his opponent fought in Contenders, but you don't even watch Contenders. You are too rich to watch Contenders now, right? You are just betting.
I don't know about that.
Congolese third division water polo. You are too rich to watch Contenders on a Tuesday.
I've never watched water polo in my life. That's a fact.
This guy is like, I bet him. He won by a demolition, round 1 submission. Great guy, but he's not very good. I think he's like a big physical striker with looks to be decent legit jiu-jitsu, but I don't know. This is going to be a brawl. Like this is going to be a straight up brawl because this guy goes forward, can hit, can punch, and doesn't move his head at all. It's probably going to be whoever can take more. You know what I mean? And Elvis Brenner is like an 3rd-degree black belt in taking a beating and coming back. So I don't know if this guy can get it done. But yeah, good fight. Good fight. When the props come out, maybe if Brenner by submission is a crazy number, I'm maybe taking that. But right now, nothing. Yeah, should be a war.
What did you think about the matchup with Ribovics?
That was a really good fight. I was hyped for that fight. I was thinking about playing Ribovic, but his takedown defense is So I don't know, but he makes it work somehow. You know what I mean? I don't think the Camuela Kirk fight is going to be like very representative of what happens when people take Ribovich down, because he's awkward. He has that crazy Kimura trap that
Yeah,
he's so
I was
good
just
at
gonna
it,
mention that.
and he just uses it to get up. And I don't think. I mean, Camuela Kirk is not the second coming of Jesus Christ, but he's a good
Are you
grappler, good
sure? How do
backtaker,
you
and all
know
that.
that?
What?
How do you know that?
You did know that?
How do you know that he's not the second coming of Jesus Christ?
Camuela Kirk, I don't know, maybe he has a third run in the UFC and he becomes the champion, but it's not looking like it, Andrew.
Yeah, I need to look at the new opponent still, so no thoughts from me. Ismail Bonfim taking on Vince Pichel. I think you are a big believer in the Bonfim brothers. Am I correct in saying that?
I max bet Saint-Denis versus this guy. Saint-Denis plus 280 versus Ismael Bonfim. Greatest bet ever, probably. Yeah, this is sad. Like, at which moment does your manager call you and it's like, hey, Bink, you want to go to Sao Paulo to fight Ismael Bonfim? Like, he's a bum. He just lost to a French guy. I think he's going to get beat up. Like, being from a couple years ago, you have to take him at this price with his wrestling. But like, the Mark Madsen fight was a horrible look. If you are trying to take down Madsen and Madsen is the one that is striking you because he has an advantage, like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? Maybe time to retire.
Yeah.
So I think Bonfim is going to beat him up. Sadly. Knockout plus 160, not a bad look. I wish Bing had a little less hard, you know what I mean? If he was a bit of a quitter, this would be a smash spot. He's tough,
yeah.
man.
He is tough. I agree with you. I mean, Pichel is 40 years old. He's coming off a year and a half layoff. Been pretty inactive over the last few years. Like, I'm looking at his record right now. He had one fight in 2020, one fight 2021, one fight 2022. Bonfim in Brazil. It kind of feels like a setup fight for him. I think he probably gets it done inside the distance. Which brings me to Rodolfo Vieira. Is there a lot of fights on this card, or is it a normal amount? No, it's a normal amount. Rodolfo Vieira versus Arman Petrosyan. I think Vieira is going to submit him. I think this line pretty crazy. Petrosyan, bad takedown defense. I think he's just overall a pretty bad grappler. Kyle Baralo, who's also on this card, took him down 4 out of the 5 times that he tried. He controlled him for over 10 minutes. AJ Dobson took him down all 3 times he tried. Yeah, I mean, the big knock on Vieira is his cardio, but even in the Chris Curtis fight, he pushed for a whole 3 rounds. I think Chris Curtis has better takedown defense than Petrosyan. And it's just, this fight to me is like a perfect example of a perfect demonstration of how MMA markets work. Like, I bet Petrosyan in his last fight against a low volume kickboxer who's beaten nobody at worse odds, or as a bigger underdog than he is in this fight against a legit jiu-jitsu world champ. So I'm taking Vieira. Obviously, there's some concerns about Petrosyan being the better striker, but it's just going to take one back take for the round, if not the fight. I think Vieira is a decent – I don't think he's a great wrestler for a jiu-jitsu guy, but I think he's a decent wrestler. I don't think he has to be a great wrestler here. So, yeah, I think he should be a decent-sized favorite.
Yeah, there is a lot of two-way action here. Has been since it got announced. But
yeah,
I agree with you. I just waited because I think Vieira by submission plus 200 range is a much better look than his money line. Like, if he's winning, he's on top, and you don't want Rodolfo Vieira on top of you, and this guy has no takedown defense. He's going to take the back, and this is not fucking Caio Borrayo. He's not going to ride your back. Like, Rodolfo Vieira is one of the most aggressive pressure submission players in ADCC. I don't know. History, maybe. Like, the pressure is insane. If he gets on top, he's going to choke him out, get an arm triangle, or simply rear naked choke. It should be there. I like Vieira submission, Vieira early or Petrosyan late. But I think he gets it done.
Cool. Speaking of Kyle Baralo, he's fighting Abus Magomedov. I could start us off here. I think this line's crazy, and this is probably going to be my boldest claim of the night. But I am picking Abus, like, all odds aside.
All odds aside? That's my move.
That's your move. But yeah, no, I mean, seriously, like when this line came out, I was like, holy shit. I mean,
I told
Abus,
you.
Abus came, like, he just fought Sean Strickland in a 5-round fight. It was like plus 140. Sean Strickland's the current middleweight champion of the world. And he won a clear round off Sean Strickland. Like, if that was a 3-round fight, Strickland still, like, would be the favorite, obviously. But 5 rounds versus 3 rounds, big difference here. And Strickland's pressure is what caused him, like Strickland's pressure causes people to gas out. And I don't think Baralo necessarily has that type of pressure. And I feel like you and me have both been like pretty big Baralo supporters over the last few years, but his wins are like Petra, Gadzi, Omar Gadziev, like even the first Contender Series fight against Aaron Jeffrey was just like a lot of cage push. I don't know. I don't think this line is even remotely close to accurate. I'm picking Magam. I think he's a better striker. Baralo keeps his chin up in the air. He fell off on top a couple times against Mahmoud Muradov. So yeah, I got a boost is my pick and bet for this fight.
Yeah, I agree with you. If you remember when the line got out, I DM'd you. Not it wasn't a DM, it was a text. And I was like, this guy was like evens with Sean Strickland. Last
Did
fight.
you? I don't remember that.
Yeah, on Signal. Don't you
I mean,
remember
it
that?
probably happened. I don't
I was
remember.
like, this makes no sense. Like, how is he plus 250 or whatever it was? You have to take him, I think. There are some unknowns still about Magomedov, but yeah, Borrayo is a guy that doesn't really separate himself unless he can clearly grapple someone. And we have seen him have issues on the feet against Lord Michal. Lord Michal was on his ass. I wanted Oleksiejczuk to win that fight badly. And the Mahmoud Muradov fight, he was getting taken down. Come on, like Muradov was taking down Borrayo.
I bet Muradov in that fight.
Yeah, I think Magomedov has to be the side here. And the Strickland fight, yeah, he was on his ass, and it was a mix of Strickland's pressure when he saw his opportunity, and that he went full retard. Like the guy punched himself out. Like, don't you remember we were talking through the fight after one round, and I was like, this is done. Like the guy's punched himself out. This is over after one round. So yeah, I think it has to be the side here.
Cool. Rodrigo Nascimento taking on Dontel Mays in a rematch. Nascimento won the first time. I'm not really sure why they're doing this rematch. I don't really have any strong thoughts on it. Like I expect Nascimento to win again. I think he probably has top time upside again. I think he could potentially find a finish. Yeah, I don't really know why they're doing this fight again. Their last fight was 4 fights ago for Nascimento. He's coming off a couple split decision wins in a row. I don't know. I'm just puzzled by the matchmaking, and I don't really have much of a betting angle.
Dontel Mays just defeated John Jones by technical knockout. Haven't you seen the video?
I did see the video.
He's so powerful. He turned his peg with a wizard. And he was like, the goat, my ass. So now if he beats Nascimento, he gets a title shot.
The rematch.
Should be the main event. Nascimento versus Mays. The rematch. Losing money on Nascimento, this fat fuck to submit people is my passion, so I'm going to give him another shot. So far I'm up. He's got like 1 in the UFC. He got 2, right? No, it was a knockout, the no contest, but yeah. I think he gets a submission here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not, right? He's going to get on top probably again.
Yeah, and pound him out for a technical knockout, and then I'm throwing my laptop through the window. What are these people talking about?
I don't know. I don't think that's true.
That doesn't exist in Spain. May come as a surprise to many people in America, but meth is not a thing in Europe. The Chinese are not attacking us, attacking you with the meth supplies.
Gabriel Bonfim taking on Nicholas Dalby. I think this is the Bonfim you're a big fan of. I tend to think this is a good matchup for him, which is reflected by the line. I think he probably gets a submission, and I like his jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I think Bonfim submits Dalby here. He's a lot younger. He's strong. He seems like one of those guys that's really strong to me. What do you think?
Which fight?
Nicholas Dalby versus Gabriel Bonfim.
I didn't understand the names you were saying, bro.
What did I say?
Nicholas Dalby. I don't know. I was like drinking water. Didn't understand you well. Yeah, I'm a big believer in this guy. His striking is a bit. He has a little bit of mongoloid in his approach, but I'm a big Gabriel Bonfim guy. I think his jiu-jitsu is like super legit. I like him a lot. Dalby is old and he's here to lose. You know what I mean? It's a shame that Gugabe is not in the comments because I'm sure he's going to tell people how Dalby has a high floor here and he has to bet Dalby late, something like that. He's for sure betting Dalby, Gugabe. My boy Gugabe. But I think Bonfim is going to choke him out in one.
Some of the comments on the last podcast about Gugabe were so funny.
I mean, people love him. He's a funny guy.
He's a polarizing character. You either love him or you hate him. Like half the comments were like, "I love it," and half the comments.
You remember that guy that was in the comments like, "Being saying Gugabe pretty retarded."
Yeah,
that was crazy. He's a super nice guy. Come on.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, Bonfim probably gets it done here.
He has a scary guillotine, man. Like a legit good guillotine. If he gets you, you know what I mean? There are people that get a guillotine and you are like, nah, he's getting out. Or you don't really want to be the guy jumping guillotines. You know what I mean? But when Bonfim jumps guillotine, it's a wrap. He's fucking good.
Good squeeze. Speaking of good squeezes, Gelton Almeida stepping up to take on Derek Lewis. This one seems pretty straightforward to me. Derek Lewis has to KO him before he ends up on his back. I think Gelton is a justified, sizable favorite. I don't think I'm breaking any news with that. But yeah, huge top time upside. He probably finishes on top. Derek Lewis, you kind of know what you're getting with him. He's crazy power. We've seen him do it before. 38. Yeah, I mean, what is there really to say about this one? You've got a guy who's probably one of the better fighters at the upper weights in terms of grappling versus someone who doesn't have much grappling defense. Yeah.
Almeida is going to submit him like any way he wants.
Yeah, I tend to think so as well.
Like Luis gets flat on his back, and every time he has faced a legit jiu-jitsu player, he's gotten choked out badly. You know what I mean? We all love the memo, oh, jiu-jitsu doesn't work on Derek Lewis. No, he's just very big and fat and strong. Yeah. When he fights a good grappler, he gets flattened, and Spivak choke him out rather easily. And this is an entirely different level of jiu-jitsu to Spivak. This guy is going to either get his back and choke him out or flatten him for a rear naked choke. And if Luis gets flat for just one moment like he loves to do, he's getting arm triangle instantly. Yeah. Like this guy's a monster. Yeah. Almeida, whatever he wants. I'm not really sure. I mean, this is happening to hype Almeida, but I don't really get the why are we doing this as a main event? You know what I mean? Like, this is not necessary.
I'm with you.
Maybe Luis wins a decision behind the jab for 5 rounds.
What else? What else is on your mind?
Yeah, people want me to talk about Ngannou. I know it. I hate Ngannou, bro. We should have seen Jones versus Ngannou, and the guy went running, and now everybody's pretending it's everybody's fault but Ngannou. It's crazy.
I mean, the next person he fights is probably like TBA max bet, whether it's boxing or MMA. Like, the lines
people are like, oh, Francis Ngannou. He's like Floyd Mayweather now because he lost a split, and his next fight is going to be fucking Ante Delija for $1 million. Like, what are you talking about?
Are you going to play Ante Delija plus 800?
I'm going to play anyone. It's an honor bet. I would fucking play Roque Martinez against him at this point.
Hey, if Rocky survives a round, who knows?
I mean, if he fights, I have to be there if he loses. You know what I mean? I don't care who's on the other side. I have to be there. Have you seen that the Fury pay-per-view has done like 10,000 buys?
Yeah, I mean, I could have told you that without even seeing the numbers.
I mean, it's crazy. So the guy got paid like $10 million according to Fury. So I assume that's a lie and it's less. And he refused $13 million plus pay-per-view to fight John Jones. And can you imagine if he beats Jones? Like, he becomes a massive global superstar, transcends the sport, becomes the Mike Tyson of MMA, basically. And then a rematch, and then the UFC platform and all that, and people are pretending he won or something. I'm not sure what everybody's saying. Ngannou won. Ngannou won. Ngannou won. Bro, people hate Dana White.
Yeah.
Wilder is going to be a massive favorite. Like, what are we talking about? Fury showed up like physically disabled, obese, but he has 50 pounds on Wilder, 40 at least. That would be top tier comedy. I want to see that. Wilder versus Ngannou, come on, bro.
That's the fight.
Wilder flatlines him.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I mean badly. I want to see that.
that fight would be hilarious.
He's so much faster, bro. Like, Wilder is different power. I was looking at that. It's minus 150, right? This is happening.
This
Bro,
is
this
just
is happening.
absurd comment.
Yeah, sure, Ngannou. Like, yeah, the only reason Ngannou is not the heavyweight champion of the world is because he didn't want to. He preferred to be a nobody.
How do you think Blades? I don't know. It's that to me
Almeida.
is an interesting fight.
Almeida, but you will get a month of the Curtis Blades army. All these people obsessed about Curtis Blade, the great black hope for the heavyweight championship of the world, telling you how Curtis Blades is the greatest to ever do it. He never wins a big fight, but he's the greatest to ever do it. And the day he puts it all together, he's wrestling Curtis Blades, bro. Trust me, Curtis Blades.
Didn't they fight 3 times already?
Yeah, at least.
I think they fought 3 times.
Yeah, they did. And Fury won all of them. I mean, the first one was a draw, but it was a horrendous robbery.
It's good to be back after the week off. I'm ready for normal weeks off.
I have the itch to watch and bet MMA.
What?
To watch and bet UFC. I have the itch. Don't you tell that in America? The itch?
Yes, the itch. Yeah, I'm with you. Got a lot of good spots this weekend. So
yeah, UFC cards in Brazil are always good because everybody's used to the gills. So probably a lot of finishes.
Tune in next week to find out. Same time, same place.
Are you going to watch the Kenny Pickett experience?
The Rangers are playing the Hurricanes tonight. Maybe when
the Reindeers.
the Rangers in NHL.
The Rangers.
They're playing the Hurricanes tonight, so probably when it's intermissions, I'll watch the football game, or maybe I'll go double screens. Got a couple TVs.
This is going to be instant classic. Come on. Thursday night football. Kenny Pickett versus Will Levis. Come on, Andrew. You are probably going to miss a historical game.
I'll watch some of it. It's must-see TV.
Kenny Pickett plus 700 to get a touchdown. Quarterback sneak is going to be glorious.
I saw the total for the game's like 37.
Yeah, my kind of game. In the swamp, 7 turnovers, TJ Watt career game. And then in the fourth quarter, Kenny Pickett drives his man down the field. It's classic Steelers. Bro, they are 4-3 and they have played the Niners, the Ravens, and the Jaguars. And they're 4-3. Let's put things in perspective.
That game against the Ravens was ridiculous.
They beat them bad. They had him exactly what they wanted. Everybody was dropping passes from Lamar, bro. So yeah, there are a lot of people I don't know in the chat today. Who are these people? They talk like they grew up with Cedric Dumas.
Petra signed, Petrosian, I don't know.
I think
it's all going to be irrelevant after Rodolfo Vieira arm triangles him.
You should have just called him Armen. Or the Russian.
The Russian. Is he Russian?
Yeah, for sure.
He doesn't wrestle.
Or Armenian, maybe? I'll tell you.
Let's look.
I mean, Petrosian is an Armenian.
He's Armenian.
Yeah.
Armenian Italian, an Armenian-born
Yeah,
Italian.
Italian my ass.
Oh my God, I gotta hedge out of my bets here. I'm not betting against an Italian.
This guy's not Italian. Like, it's super easy to get the Italian nationality, didn't you know?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it is. I'm not joking. Like, there are a lot of football players, like soccer players, that have the Italian nationality. It's super easy to get. So if you are a football player or a criminal, you get the nationality for benefits.
Oops. What are your thoughts on this?
I don't love it. I don't know. I think Borrayo's upside is mostly late. I don't know. I wouldn't play that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
do you ever bet on teams you're a fan of? Yes, but not because I'm a fan of them. Like, it's like any other bet for me. The numbers.
Like, why you wouldn't? When the market gives you the opportunity to bet on Alexander Hernandez, you have to. You know what I mean? It's the best bet when the bet you want to bet is there to be made. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well said. I think someone just tweeted this and like admitted it was a rumor. It was never real.
I already tweeted about this. I per sources this is fake. Belal has not been offered the fight. At least when I tweeted.
The journalist of the year has you guys covered.
Bro, UFC Austin coming up. How many fights have the main card? Does the main card have?
I have no idea.
I tweeted out. I put out Brady versus this guy. Who is Brady fighting? Sean Brady?
I don't remember.
Yeah, Gastelum. Sean Brady versus Gastelum.
Yeah.
Per Magic M. Dan Hooker versus Bobby Green per Magic M. And I didn't put out the Cherokee one because I couldn't. And I have another banger, but I cannot put it out yet for February.
I'm looking forward to it.
Do you want me to like throw a hint at the people? Just a hint.
Yeah, but this is real quick. This is funny. Everyone's talking about the Brundage fight. I low key would take Brundage against Petrosian at like the right price.
Bro, stop.
I would. I'm just saying. Bro. Like I'm not saying that it'd be a max bet or anything, but at the right price, I think Cody Brundage is the side.
I don't even know the other 10 fights in the card, but that night they tell me you pick a fight, and if you pick it wrong, we shoot you in the head. I'm picking Petrosian to beat Brundage. I don't even know the other 10 fights.
No way. No shot.
Bro, he's not finishing Petrosian on the ground, and he's just going to quit, get tired, and Petrosian is going to beat his ass. What are you talking about, Dan?
He just needs to get 2 rounds of top time.
Yeah, he's not.
Are you pleased with the Jets? I said they still could be in contention with a competent QB play, and you went bananas. Yeah, because you were saying that they couldn't be in contention. You were saying that Wilson's not a competent QB, and he's playing like one, and that's why they're 4-3. Like, he's not like a Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or anything.
Bro, he's not playing like a competent QB.
No, he 100% is. He's thrown 1 interception in his last 170 passes. Bro, he's no wide receivers outside of Garrett Wilson.
He's like horrible. He's horrible.
No, he's not. He's not.
The way he goes through his progressions, the decisions he takes, he's horrible. I mean, he has this guy. If I threw to fucking Garrett Wilson, I would win MVP. Come on.
That's all he has.
This guy is so good. Like, what is this guy doing in the fucking Jets?
The Jets wide receivers outside of Garrett Wilson are last in the league in terms of separation.
You have Lambeau legend Allen Lazard.
He's terrible.
And this other guy that is like 55, Aaron Rodgers' best friend.
Yeah, he didn't even play this weekend.
Garrett
yeah, but I mean, that was an ugly game against the Giants, but you know what? We'll take him how we can get him. Big one Monday against the Chargers. It's a good game.
That's an awkward game.
Jets have done a good job against
it's like I don't really want to lay points on the Chargers against this defense, but I don't trust Zach Wilson to do absolutely anything. So
he might not need to.
Yeah, maybe just 10-7 Jets.
Whatever it takes, any means necessary.
You were like
to win the NBA fight. If you had told me 5 years ago that people would be asking Magic, who's gonna be in the NBA?
They ask me about everything, okay? Global politics, basketball, whatever it takes. But I think they probably repeat, honestly. Yeah, the Nuggets, I think. I mean, Jokic is like playing with 6 players. Come on, it's crazy. Like, what are you going to do? He's unplayable. I would like Jimmy and the boys. When the playoffs come, is out of it. I don't know how much the
Deal,
the
100%.
Milwaukee Bucks can really do, but I think Denver
100%
repeats.
shaking on it. Just money line plus 100 on each side. Done.
What is that? I don't even know what he's talking about.
Hockey.
Ah. Wasn't this guy on our podcast when we did that episode inviting people? His face looks familiar.
I believe so. It's possible.
Bro, he's going to play before the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, you cannot sit Zach Wilson. He's playing so well, you cannot sit him.
Bro, this is what I'll say this. If Wilson puts you in a spot at the end of the season where the Jets are going to make the playoffs, you stick with him.
No, I agree.
You have to.
But they are not going to do that.
No, they're not. They're not.
But remember, you were like fucking crying. Oh, our season is over. I'm going to cry. Oh, blah, blah.
I was upset that Rodgers got hurt.
Oh, this is so bad. I can't believe we are going to waste this defense. Blah, blah, blah. I told you, Andrew, this guy, this team can make the playoffs. They are going to win a lot of games. And you were like, no way, we are not winning games. The world is over. My life is over. The Jets are gone.
They went from a Super Bowl contender to like a fringe playoff team.
Whoa. They haven't played any games with Rodgers, no nothing. Stop the cap. They were a team with a lot of potential.
Dude, they're 4-3 after playing a hard schedule. They would have been at the worst 5-2 with Rodgers, maybe 6-1.
Yeah, just because you say so.
No, I mean just like
we don't know. We don't know.
We don't know, but I'm saying potential. They went from Super Bowl potential to being a fringe playoff team. So obviously, given the fact that I've been a Jets fan for 26 years and I've never seen them win anything, of course I was upset when Rodgers got hurt. Like, what was I supposed to be like? Oh, no big deal.
You were crying so bad as a grown man.
I was not.
It's over. Oh, it's over. It's never been more over than it is now.
That's what I was saying Sunday when I thought the Giants were going to win.
Bro, I thought it was done. Like I was watching it with a friend. We bet Jets -3. So it was glorious, but my friend was streaming it because he doesn't have the shit to watch it, and I was like, nah, bro, it's over. 22 seconds left or whatever, like we lost. There is no way Zach Wilson drives down the field to get a field goal and then we win in overtime. And I was like, put it on back. Zach Wilson legacy drive.
Oh my God, you must have had a very fun last 20 years or so. I'm jealous.
I watched at that point I wasn't even really watching the NFL, but we used to watch the Super Bowl every year.
Wait, I want to tell you something.
I was watching the Patriots versus Falcons Super Bowl and I fell asleep. The Falcons were up like 1 million. I was like, and I woke up with 2 minutes left, bro. Insane.
Can you see this?
The Steelers. Oh, the swamp. That's big.
There's like a glare.
Yeah, I can see the poster.
It's when the Jets beat the Patriots in the playoffs.
That's like the biggest win in franchise history, right?
I mean, that's the biggest win in my lifetime for sure. They never beat the Patriots, and they did in the playoffs that year. So I was like in middle school, maybe.
That's what I'm going to get when Trevor Lawrence and the boys win the Super Bowl this year. After fucking walking the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead.
Oh my God.
Bro, they are fucking good. Don't you think they are being slept on? Like, they are good.
They're in the top.
The offense is not even playing good yet, and they are good, like fucking good.
They're a good team.
They have this guy, Josh Allen. Not the Turf that is playing for the Bills, the other Josh Allen. Bro, this guy is one of the most underrated players in the league. Like, he's legit good.
Wasn't he on the... No, I'm thinking of someone else. Yeah, I mean, the Jags are a good team.
They have God's quarterback. Come on, they're going to win.
God's quarterback.
He's probably my favorite player. right now.
Yeah, you've always liked him.
He's a good player. Like what this guy did in his first year should be coaching malpractice and prison time. Urban
Yeah,
Meyer
that
was his
was a
name.
disaster.
Bro, what the fuck was that? He's
That
like,
was
oh,
crazy.
I got the most hyped player in college football history to go one on draft, so I'm going to draft him, and then we are going to just run the ball.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this. Guys, like, subscribe, make money this weekend. That is the plan. We'll be back next week for the pay-per-view card. Magic, sign us off.
Yeah, good luck to everyone. I'm about to go watch the Kenny Pickett experience. Yeah, don't sweat it. Even if the Steelers go down two scores or whatever, like we have them right. We have them right where we want. If the Steelers go up 2 scores early, we are in trouble because they are not going to be able. They are not going to know what to do with the game if we go up early. You know what I mean? We have to trail, and then the Kenny Pickett experience. Fourth quarter, win and cover. Easy money.
Shuffle.com, promo code magic.
Yeah.
Peace.